I'd like to call this meeting of the Lakota Board of Education to order today, November 10th. Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D.
Here.
Ms. Casper.
Here.
Ms. French.
Here.
Mr. Horton. Ms. Schaefer.
Here. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Discussion?
Yes, I want to make an amendment to add a new business to the agenda.
Add new business?
Yes,
Okay.
that's a motion.
So, Adam, if we
There's a motion to amend the agenda
To add new business.
to add new business. What new business, do you have a resolution you'd like to read or anything?
Yes,
Because we have a motion to make the amendment, but now let's hear the amendment and then take action to amend and then vote.
Huh.
Yeah, right?
So he just wants to do, like, does he just want to add the tab new business? Is that what we're looking to do? And then he'll.
Well, you would have to know what the action is that you're trying to add.
yeah, I'm trying to bring back public participation, but at the end of our business meeting. That's my motion.
For tonight,
Effective
future.
immediately, future,
for future meetings?
yes. Or effective immediately in our next meeting.
So Isaac, if I'm correct, that is in policy, public participation
gonna
is in
say that's
policy.
policy.
So we would need to revisit
So we make
that.
amendments so that we can add that at the end of our meetings.
Well, the-
Instead of before the meeting, at the end of meetings.
Okay. That would have to come up in the policy committee. I think our next policy committee is in early December. So we can bring that up to policy committee for consideration. And then possibly, depending on, bring that to the board for action. I do know that public comment is in my board retreat conversation when the two new board members, Mr. Nguyen and Mr. Argo, come up in January, because I know that's been a point of discussion, so that's already in my board retreat conversation. But to bring it back sooner than that, we would have to go through the policy committee to have policy reviewed and then potentially amended to bring that back into the public meeting.
Okay. For the record, in case anybody wants to know why I want to do that, we had a levy that failed. A lot of people felt blindsided. The excuse they have is we had public participation, but it's too early in the day. They're at work, they can't get here on time, so they have not been able to voice their opinions. So, but if we put it at the end of our meeting, see, it's okay for people to come at their own pace, because we're here till the end of the meeting anyway, so they will be able to contribute to the board. So that's why I'm making that motion.
So.
Is there a second
To amend the agenda?
to amend the agenda?
I don't think
Well,
we
you have a
can-
motion, then you
Right.
have a second. If we don't have a second, then the motion would die because of lack of second.
So would we be amending to add it to, under board action items, under policy as a first read? Or what
No,
are
we can't do that because it hasn't gone through the policy committee.
What are we voting to amend? I'm confused.
To discuss
I
it.
think we're voting to
Just
amend,
discuss?
to discuss it tonight, to bring it
What
back?
do we want to do? Discuss?
Yes, to bring it back.
To discuss to bring it back, or to bring, allow people in the audience to come forth and have public comment?
No, not today.
Okay,
I
so
know
a
right now,
discussion.
since
Okay, you're asking for
I
a
understand
discussion.
it has to go through policy, then it has to be.
Okay, so a discussion. I think we're asking for an amendment of the agenda for a discussion around the idea of public comment and potentially changing the policy, which would have to go through the policy committee.
Is that accurate?
Yes.
Okay.
All right,
Is there?
I
Does
would
that fall
second,
under?
go ahead.
What does that fall under on the agenda? Where does that amendment happen?
We would need to approve it now, and then I would think we would add it.
Under new business?
Or we could bring back,
Or we could add it into board action item. It's a discussion.
But it's not an action, right? Because we're not taking any action.
We could add policy under board reports and do it there.
yeah, policy
do
committee,
that. That
that's
would
what
be
I would
fine.
recommend, bring that back in.
So, do we have a second for that motion? To
I'll s-
amend the agenda to add a discussion on public comment under board reports?
I'll second it.
All right, any further discussion before the vote? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes.
Okay, so now that's added into the board reports.
Now, we still
The
need a
item-
motion to approve the agenda as amended.
Yep, I'd be item E.
So moved.
Second,
Seconded.
any further discussion on approving the agenda?
Well, we had the motion and second, Ms. French and Ms.
Oh,
Casper.
I'm sorry.
So now we can just take vote if you don't have
Okay.
any further discussion.
All right, I apologize.
Nope, you're good.
Please call the roll.
Ms. French,
Yes.
Ms. Casper,
Yes.
Mr. D,
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Now, please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Mr. Horton is traveling this evening, so he apologizes for not being able to be here with everyone. I'd also like to thank everyone who came out to vote last week, as well as all those who worked so hard to get accurate information out to our community. And with that, I'll turn it over to Dr. Whiteley for superintendent's comments.
Again, just to reiterate what you said, I appreciate all of the community engagement that we had leading up to our master facilities and bond issue that was on the ballot. Certainly a different outcome than what we probably had hoped or anticipated, but it is the community voice that we will certainly listen to and respond to. And what I mean by that is our next master facilities discussion at large will happen in the December 2nd planning meeting. So that is a 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Planning meeting. And so that will be the first time the board as a whole kind of reflects on that. That does not mean that in the interim we will not be having like subset conversations with community groups or individuals, but we will bring that data back for the whole group to reflect on December 2nd. And then our next master facilities kind of subcommittee piece is December 16th. And so we will be making sure to, again, bring back all the data and start to engage the community and have a different timeline that we would then present about what the official next steps would be.
Anything further? Mr. Zink?
I'm going to go to the podium. I have a recognition. Oops. Sorry. Tonight, I have the distinct honor of recognizing one of our own, Hannah Davis, for her outstanding achievement as recipient of the ASBO International Emerging Leaders Scholarship. The Emerging Leaders Scholarship is awarded to rising star and school business professionals with 5 or fewer years in the field who have demonstrated exceptional promise and commitment to developing into tomorrow's leaders. This year, only 20 individuals across the nation were selected for this honor, and I'm proud to say that Hannah is among them. As Finance Director for Lakota Local Schools, Hannah has consistently shown not only a deep understanding of school business operations, but also the kind of forward-thinking leadership that sets her apart. She approaches her work with quiet determination and unwavering integrity. Her ability to navigate complex financial landscapes, anticipate challenges, and propose data-driven solutions has made her an invaluable asset to our district. Hannah's commitment to responsible resource management and her vision for sustainable financial practices in education exemplify the qualities of a true leader. She is aspirational, always thinking beyond the present to create a better future for our schools and our students. Through the Emerging Leaders Scholarship, Hannah had the opportunity to further develop her skills by participating in ASBO's International Annual Conference and Expo's Emerging Leader Pathway. That was a lot. And connect with other professionals who share her passion for excellence in school business. I'm confident that this experience will not only benefit Hannah personally and professionally, but will also bring new insights and leadership to our district. Hannah, on behalf of the Lakota Board of Education and the Treasurer's Office and our entire community, it is my privilege to present you with this plaque in recognition of your achievement. Congratulations on the well-deserved honor, and thank you for your dedication to Lakota schools. If you would come up, please.
Picture, sure. Picture.
And if somebody has a camera, I don't know if Betsy's here or not. Oh, there she is. I was looking for you.
All right, if everyone could join them up front, and we'll take a picture, unless you'd like to say a few words, Hannah.
Hannah's like, no.
Thank you, Adam. I was really honored to be selected as one of ASBO International's emerging leaders this year. As part of the program, I attended a workshop with other recipients from across the country. We learned a 6-step problem-solving technique from the book, Start with the Vision, and applied it in small groups to real challenges we face in our work. It was a great opportunity to look at issues from different perspectives and learn practical ways to approach complex problems. Beyond that workshop, one of the sessions that really stood out to me was called Lead Like a Coach. It focused on developing people rather than solving their problems for them. That message really resonated with me as I continue to grow in my leadership role. It reminded me that part of being an effective leader is helping others build their own skills and confidence. Overall, the experience gave me new tools and fresh perspectives that can be applied to our office, as well as connections with colleagues across the country that I can continue learning from. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
Anybody have any
Thank you
questions
so much.
for Hannah?
Great job.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, and now we get to move to Student Spotlight.
Kinds of recognition.
Yeah, I received that award a few years ago, but it was at the state level. Hannah's is at the national level, so that was a little more special.
Way to go.
Congratulations.
That's great.
Good evening. Lakota Local Schools is proud to partner with Butler Tech to offer a variety of satellite courses in our buildings. Tonight, we're excited to shine the spotlight on content creation and collaboration at Lakota West High School. First, we'll hear from Oberlin, a student in Mr. Nett's digital editing class, who will share insights about Photoshop in a very unique assignment.
Good evening. My name is Abril Million. I am a senior at Lakota West High School. I am currently in Mr. Nett's content creation digital editing class. I am extremely thankful to be here today. Mr. Nett is a very transparent and great teacher to have. He has helped me with so many other projects, but I think this one outshines the most. My dream since I was a kid has always been to entertain and to create. This project is an amazing example of using my imagination and creativity to its finest. I took my principal of Lakota West High School and turned him into entertainer and rapper Drake Aubrey. We used the program Photoshop to be able to create our principal into anything our imagination can convey. This class truly helps me putting my imagination to the test and being able to learn a new skill that could help me in the future in the business field, whether that's marketing or digital creation or editing. Thank you.
Well, stay up here.
Where's he going?
I know.
Tell him he's not
Wait,
going.
okay.
They'll be back. So next, Miranda and Christian will showcase a special collaboration between digital media and the Lakota Career Connections program. Before they share details about their project, let's take a look at the video that they created.
Now this is a story all about how your future can flip, turn upside down. And I'd like to take a minute, just sit right there and tell you how LCC connects you out there. In Lakota West, born and raised, building futures is how we spend most days. Exploring, applying, career and all cool, connecting with pros in and outside of school. And a couple of friends who were up to some good started finding jobs in your neighborhood. You got in one little thought and your mind got clear. You said, I want to figure out my career this year. Military strong with honor and pride. We're teaching next gen, be a guide by their side. Trade skills rising, weld or build. Electricians and mechanics with talents to wield. Art, audio, video tech too. Film it, draw it, mix that sound through. And if you're coding or love AI's gleam, infotech and engineering, live the dream. If you're looking for jobs, internships, or more, we've got the connects, open every door. So check out LCC, pull up a chair, career connections, we'll take you there.
So cute.
Hello, my name is Christian Blunt. Excuse my sore throat. When Miss Cumberledge acquired Mr. Net to help them create their Lakota Career Connections spotlight video and chose me and Andrew to help film and edit and engineer the audio for the video, I was excited. Some challenges that we overcame along the way were some minor software issues and the change from recording on FL Studio to BandLab due to the complicated layouts. What I enjoyed though was filming the video, editing the video, and recording the audio for who sang in the video. I'd like to thank Mr. Net, Mrs. Cumberledge, Andrew Odell, and the Career Clusters for the opportunity to make and share this experience. Thank you.
Hello. Wow. Hello, my name is Miranda Algie. I am a senior at Lakota West, and I am the student lead, and tonight I will be Lakota Career Connections representative. As you saw in the video, Mr. Net's digital media capstone class and Lakota Career Connections collaborated to make a video that was both informational and entertaining that would be shown to the students of Lakota West. And again, I would like to thank Christian Blunt and Andrew Odell especially for helping us with the complicated and everywhere demands that we were trying to establish while filming this video. One thing we learned very well was collaboration, as we had to reach out to a separate class rather than our insider class. And overall, we had to learn the teamwork skills that it took to provide the collaboration and just trusting the others that they will use their skills, which are amazing, use their skills to produce a video. And we did learn that time management and planning would be key, considering we had quite a few outside sources needed. For example, the welding helmet you saw during the trades cluster, or the Army recruiter who we had doing for the Army section. We had to plan around their schedules and learn when to bring in those items required. We learned, again, the teamwork and collaboration of working with another class. And one of the biggest issues we did face again was scheduling, but that was to be expected. Overall, we are very happy with how the video came out, and we had over 800 responses from that video. Thank you.
All right, if everyone wants to come back out, does anyone have any questions for our students?
Okay, I want to make a comment. All right, thank you so much for that wonderful presentation. We're excited that you are out there doing what you love to do. I'm going to ask you one question. Fresh Prince is a very good show that cut across so many cultures. Why did you choose that?
We chose The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air from a little bit of Miss Cumberledge's influence, as well as music and beat. That is what typically sticks in people's head. So we figured find a very familiar beat that everyone is familiar with, that both parents and students alike can hopefully get stuck in their head and think, hey, that video referenced Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. Maybe it would catch the eye of our students.
You made a wonderful choice. Yeah, so thank you so much for that. And I think I don't have much to say, but to say thank you. We are glad our school is out there shining. You're doing what you want to do, and that's great. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your presentation tonight. I think at one point in time I knew all the words to the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air song, and there's a good chance I still do. I'm going to practice when I get home. My question for you is, what are your future career plans, and how will what you have learned in this process help you with those?
What's with that microphone?
For the future, I plan to pursue cybersecurity in UC, and what I plan for this video is to continue to get better at filming and editing and audio engineering as one of my skills.
That's great. Good luck.
Thank you.
Can I just hold it?
Yeah.
I plan to become a lawyer in the future, and all of this meticulous planning and tedious work has very much helped me, especially the scheduling. I know law is a very precise endeavor, and it requires a lot of scheduling when it comes to court dates, meeting clients. A lot of this and collaboration with especially new people, such as the Mr. Nett's class, it has definitely helped my outreaching skills, and overall, I've learned all the crazy things you need to do in order to make things happen.
I plan to pursue something with entertainment or the entertainment industry, as well as marketing, and I feel like Mr. Ned's class definitely helped me with that and building that skill and just learning the familiarity with marketing and showing people how to bring them to your product and things like that.
Based on those pictures, I think that Mr. Lehman might be a good backup dancer. Anyway, thank you so much. Those were great.
I think I do know all the words also, Christina, too. Friends of Prince of Bel-Air,
sing with me?
which I don't know what that says about us, but great job. I don't have any questions, but I'm super, super impressed with both presentations, and you both hit on things that we talk about every day that people in the workforce want to have, and that's time management, collaboration, deadlines. So the fact that you recognized that and saw how that plays into play into your daily lives and your future career is amazing. So I'm super impressed, and I love how this spotlights what our programs with Butler Tech and our partnership with Butler Tech. So thank you so very much. And I would like to ask Dr. Whiteley if we can take the picture of Mr. Lehman in the puffer jacket and put it as his picture on the website. That's my favorite. Thank you guys so much.
I don't really know which one was better, the Fresh Prince or Mr. Lehman's
I know, it's a tough choice.
disco moves. So,
Well, we couldn't decide either, so that's why you got both.
congratulations. It was really cool.
I think it's just really impressive how creativity and collaboration, even in like very technical aspects, can come together, right? I will tell you, I know the time that I don't know, I can relate to the time it takes to make a video, right? I work with Mr. Hirsch on our Let's Go Lakota videos, and like you said, the timing and just the manipulation of files and music, that took a lot of coordination on everybody's part, and I have done some of the Photoshop stuff. That takes some skills. So future endeavors, future skills, all super wonderful, but that soft skill of collaboration you will take with you wherever you go in life. So very impressive.
I'm curious, are there any other Butler Tech classes that you've taken advantage of that you've really enjoyed and feel that you've gained from during your career in Lakota?
I've really taken content creation, digital editing, and multimedia. Just taking like content creation all my high school years just have been a really fun time for me.
Great. Anything else that anyone else has done? No.
Yeah, that's
All right.
it.
Well, thank you. Well, we appreciate your time, and I would like to invite you to come and take a photo with us, as well as Mrs. Cumberledge and Mr. Nutt. And then if we can also, we have our Butler Tech Assistant Superintendent and Superintendent who are going to be presenting to us, so if they would join us as well.
And Mr. Lehman maybe?
And Mr. Lehman, too.
I feel like
The
he
man
should-
of the hour. We'll just get everybody up here. All right, sure. Thanks for being
Back when you could buy like the cassette singles.
We're going to play that as the walk-in song. I know. The next meeting. All right, we now are going to have a presentation from Dr. William Sprinkles, the superintendent of Butler Tech, as well as Kristen Abedecker, the assistant superintendent. I had the pleasure of meeting with Dr. Sprinkles, and he's been doing that with each of the member schools, and they've been coming and sharing some thoughts and insight at each of the board meetings. So we thought that now would be a good time to invite them to share, and welcome to our meeting, and thank you for being here this evening.
Good evening, and thank you for having us. We're going to be relatively brief, but wanted to share some super important information. One is Butler Tech has 3 brand new campuses that are all 3 going to be opening pretty much in January. It's important that we communicate this information to this particular school district and community as one of our strongest partners, so that you all are deeply aware, keenly aware, that the students in this district have access to these brand new campuses and brand new programs. So one of those campuses is the one that you are most familiar with, which is our bioscience campus. That campus is just across the highway. We're doubling that campus in size, so there'll be an additional 300 student seats available in the healthcare fields. Wow. That begins in January. Also in January, our aviation campus opens, which is located on the Middletown Airport. That particular campus is going to host 200 additional seats for students that wish to study A&P mechanic, personal flight, or students that wish to study aerospace engineering. There's 3 particular pathways at that high school. And then the 4th campus is our advanced manufacturing campus, which is physically located on the Miami-Hamilton campus. And that particular location is going to be another 150 seats specialized in engineering and advanced manufacturing. So together, that's about 500 additional seats or opportunities for all students from Butler County. We know that Lakota already has a strong background with engineering. In particular, it's one of our strongest programs within your schools. So we know and we anticipate that many of your students are going to be excited about the healthcare campus, the engineering and advanced manufacturing campus, and the aviation campus. So all 3 of those campuses will have upcoming ribbon cuttings, as well as tours, and the school board and anyone else in this community will definitely be invited to attend. What I have tonight to pass out is called a partnership brief. I'm not going to go over anything in the brief tonight with you. This is what's typically given to your high school campuses, your central office directors, and it's a breakdown of all the celebratory data. So it basically outlines how many students from Lakota come to our campuses, and it also outlines how many students from Lakota stay in the satellite programs that were celebrated tonight. So I'll pass these out, and then Mrs. Abedecker is going to highlight 3 or 4 of the specific programs and teachers currently.
Thank you.
God bless you. Good evening. I'm Kristen Abedecker. I'm the Assistant Superintendent of Secondary Ed at Butler Tech. I am super excited to be here, and thank you guys for inviting us and having us here to celebrate the many accomplishments of Lakota students, both within our satellite programs and several at our campus opportunities too. So I gave you guys just a quick highlight of some great teachers that we have here. One, Doug Knoxall, one of our middle school teachers located at Liberty Junior. He has continued an engineering club with his students, really embracing work-based learning and getting them out into several advanced manufacturing facilities over the next month. So of course that helps at the middle school level drive future enrollment, both at the high school satellite programs and at our campus programs. A couple other unique partnerships this past year. The exercise science programs that are both at East and West High School, of course, partnered, led by Nikki Drew, partnered with FCC Cincinnati, which is fantastic. A lot of that was on social media. If you didn't have a chance to see it, our Lakota students were down there with FCC, working alongside them, doing athletic training and summer camps. And probably the last thing, of course, we just heard about Eric Nett, amazing instructor here at Lakota. Also, Kristen Allhagen, who teaches culinary arts at FCS Pathway, has continued even down to the 9th grade level. A huge focus of ours is work-based learning. This is something that she has really embraced, as bringing in industry experts, even in the pathways of culinary here at Lakota. Just a couple updates for you all for our secondary campus programs. These are in addition to the 3 new campuses with the additional seats. Butler Tech is adding Teacher Academy. So many years ago, we had Teacher Academy here at Lakota. We had Teacher Academy actually at several of our satellite schools, but we will be bringing that back in partnership with Miami University. It will be another 1+3 pathway program, meaning that students will earn 1 year of college credit in any of Miami's education programs, post-secondary, with guaranteed placement into Miami's programs. That entry level is at the 9th grade year, so students will apply as 9th graders, and they'll do 10th through 12th grade at the D. Russell Lee campus, and then hopefully matriculate into Miami's Teacher Academy pathway. And then second on that is we're adding, again, a program that we had in the past, and definitely by popular demand, both in industry and with students, is an electrical program that will be housed at the D. Russell Lee campus, at our main campus. We'll have both the 2-year program, which will be junior seniors, and also a senior-only half-day program in partnership with the IBEW, the local electrical union, and also non-union affiliates as well. Just one thing across the board we wanted to share that's really important to us. We expect that every one of our Butler Tech classrooms have student-led practices instructionally. So no matter what classroom you go in, it is critically important that we see the students, like you did here tonight, leading the instructional design, leading the problems, and leading the projects that they're working on. So definitely encourage you if you have a chance. That's something we are really pushing hard instructionally at Butler Tech, and so hopefully you're seeing the effects of it here in your buildings as well.
And last but not least, I want to take a second to just shout out Ms. Julie Schaefer. She's been a remarkable first-class board member for us over at Butler Tech. She constantly represents Lakota schools to the fullest. She has the best attitude and represents the student body at all time, and is constantly putting students first in all the decisions. And Julie, we just couldn't be more grateful and more thankful to have you as a Butler Tech board member, and we're super grateful for your leadership. So thank you.
That wasn't part of the presentation.
Yay. A couple extras.
We're happy to answer any questions. Otherwise, we'll be good to go.
All right, do we have questions, anyone?
Thank you.
A couple numbers I just wanted to highlight in the data that was handed to us, thank you, is the campus enrollment of Lakota students is 343 students are on site, is my understanding from this data. And then we have, last year we had over 4,000 students take advantage of classes here on our campuses. And it looks like the way the trajectory looks will far exceed that for next year based on we're close to that number, and we still haven't even gotten to second semester, and some of the courses are just a semester long. So we're continuing to increase our partnership of not only students who go to the Butler Tech campus and take advantage of that program full time, but we also have so many of our students that are also taking advantage of those classes here, both in junior high and high school. And Adam can probably speak to this as well, or either of you can. Based on the way funding works in the state of Ohio, it makes sense for us to partner with our local technical school in order to make the most sense for our students in a financially responsible way.
Correct on all those numbers. Buried in the back of that packet, somewhere there's a page that's called market share. and Lakota's market share hovers around 54 or 55%. That means slightly over half of all students in Lakota schools take at least one career tech education class between the grades 7 through 12. And there's pretty systemic research that if students just take one career tech education class during their secondary journey, how much more likely they are to be successful in either A, college, or B, their first job. And then finally, Kristen and I both believe in a particular opportunity that all Lakota students have access to, which is called CTSOs. CTSOs are the equivalent of student clubs that compete against each other. So if you're not familiar with what that is inside this district, you guys have hundreds of students that participate in TSA, which is the Technology Student Association, hundreds of students that participate in HOSA. Lakota always sends the most advanced, competitive, and talented young people around the country and around the region to represent Butler Tech to compete against other students in the country. And we're super grateful to have that type of relationship with this district.
And Butler Tech also picks up the expenses for those students on those trips, so that that's not a barrier to entry for those students
Correct.
who want to take advantage of those programs. And so we appreciate that partnership as well, so that all of our students have access. And some of the trips are pretty significant, so that's an opportunity that some of those kids have to travel that they otherwise wouldn't necessarily be able to experience, so.
Thank you for those
that.
comments, Ms. Sheffer. Thank you.
We appreciate your partnership, and we're constantly amazed at what the students in the Butler Tech classes are doing. Tonight's just a small example of all of the great work that they are doing in your classes. So we appreciate your partnership. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And somewhere in one of those gift bags, there's a gift card to Cafe Lee for the school board to come eat at Cafe Lee when it opens in January. So we're looking forward to having you guys there.
Oh, yay.
So for those who don't know, Cafe Lee is a student-run cafe that a different student spearheads the effort every week, with one or two students leading, and then all their fellow students do the cooking, do the serving, do the hosting. You make reservations. It's typically on a Wednesday and a Thursday, and as it's become more of a known commodity, it's harder and harder to get reservations. So you have to kind of do it when they first drop. But each week is a different theme, a different type of food, and they always do a great job, and it's a great learning opportunity, so they're all ready to go when they hit the workforce.
I may watch that like I watch a concert ticket going on sale. I'm waiting for that to drop so I can get my reservation in.
Trust me, I've had lunch there before one time. I know, I really enjoyed it.
we went one
That time we had our lunch. Yep.
Yep.
That's awesome.
All right, great.
Thank
Any
you.
other questions or anything?
By the way, thank you so much for your presentation. We get all your updates, everything you do on our board meetings by our president, so we are always up to date. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
All right, and with that, we will move to community engagement.
Community engagement was slated to meet on Friday, and we had a little bit of a quorum issue, so we actually did not meet. However, one of the topics that was slated to be discussed in that committee meeting was the thought exchange that we were getting ready to put out around Thanksgiving or Thanksgiving break. And if you remember our timeline, our thought was to put out the thought exchange around that timeline to get feedback from our community, to then plan for our regular community conversations in the spring. However, with the master facilities timeline still kind of up in the air right now, meaning we haven't kind of got a firm grasp of that in the new direction of when that timeline will be, I would recommend that we pause on that thought exchange going out right before December. And again, just take that time into December. Again, the first time the board will actually discuss master facilities in depth will be at that December 2nd planning meeting. So after we get through that, or maybe farther into December, then we can decide on the thought exchange, because potentially, just as a reminder to our community and our audience members, we don't want to have master facilities, strategic planning, and community conversations all happening at the same time. That's a lot of competition amongst those things, so I think to streamline those, and again, we will have a more robust conversation about each of those things once we have a more solidified timeline of what the next steps in master facilities would be.
Great, thank you. Any other questions for Dr. Whiteley or the committee? Board professional development, has anyone done anything they'd like to report?
We are leaving on Sunday for Ohio School Boards Association Conference.
Ms. Fink will be sharing that information tomorrow about hotel reservations and things of that nature to all members, so be on the lookout for that tomorrow.
Thank you. D, we have committee dates and times. Again, those are always available here on a document that we do our very best to keep up to date. And so that's available as a link on board docs. And then now with the amended agenda, we have E, discussion of adding the community input session to the end of the meeting versus the beginning. So if you'd like to leave that off, Isaac, with any other.
Yes, so I want to let me give some more highlights, though I tried to do that at the beginning. We all know that our levy failed, and I believe that, from what I understand, a lot of people felt we did not give them opportunity to be a part of the planning. Reason being that our public participation was, even as at this time it's 5:30 p.m., a lot of people will still be at work, and they find it difficult to come and participate. So in my fact finding, what I gathered is, if we put our public participation at the end of our meeting, the last agenda, then people will come, like even as at this time, people can come late for the meeting and still stay because they want to contribute to what is happening in the district. So that is why I'm bringing that up. And if you guys remember, in several of our meetings, I was bringing this comment on the hindsight now, that I'm hearing from a lot of people that they do not have enough sufficient information on the levy. And as we can see it, the levy failed woefully. And I will know if we had done our part, I'm speaking as a board, I'm also part of it. If we had done our part very well, I'm sure we would have spent less, because we sent a lot of flyers. I got at least, how many? Maybe 5? I don't know how much was spent on that. So going forward, we need to engage and give the community more opportunity to be part and parcel of the planning, to help us also reduce the cost that we would have acquired for this levy that passed. So that's why I'm bringing this motion up, and I want us to discuss it.
All right. Any comments from other board members?
I guess for me, I think I would argue a little bit that I think there's been a misguided information on what public comment is. Public comment is an opportunity for someone who has an issue they want to discuss with the board. I think it's been taken out of context that it's like a town hall meeting. And public comments is for the person speaking to talk to the board. I will say again, like I say all the time, it's not the only opportunity for someone to talk to the board. They can email us, they can call us. I feel like Dr. Whiteley and Mr. Zink offered many, many opportunities for the public to come and hear about the levy and understand it. There was input back in 2018, 19 when we started. There was all kinds of community sessions where they came, and that's how we got to where we were with the grade configuration and things like that. I think we're talking about two different things. Yes, the levy was hard to understand, and we know that, and people had a hard time grasping it, and we had a lot of sessions. I think that's different than a public comment at a meeting. I think that if somebody wants to come and talk to us, maybe 5:30 is a bad time, but then they can always email us or they can call us. I mean, I've had people call us. I will say that if we would decide to bring public comments at the end, personal opinion would be we would adjourn the meeting and have the listening session after, because we cannot go back to the chaos that was public comment in our meeting. It's unprofessional of people. We have students in the audience. Things just got completely out of hand. And I think that so many people came for public comments when it was being recorded, then all of a sudden it's not being recorded. And I have had people say to me, well, I don't want to come because you don't record it. So I guess my question becomes, do you really have something to say to the board, or do you just want to have a soundbite on a meeting? So I am happy to discuss that, and if the policy committee brings it forward, which I think is the right way to do it, like you said, bring it up through the policy meeting and see what happens. But I don't believe that the levy failed because we don't have public comments in our meeting. That's just my opinion. Do you want to add it?
Sure. I've often thought it's interesting that we haven't had anyone come to a listening session in months.
In my time, it's been one time in my entire 18 months.
Right. And so that leaves me with a lot of questions. And I think that that's definitely something that needs to be looked into even further. Why are they not coming? Is it the time, or is it something else? Is it that it's not being recorded? I definitely think that it deserves to be looked at, because that is a time that is set aside for our community to come and share their thoughts and feelings about anything they want to share on. But I agree, it's not meant to be a sounding block for people to share, in a way that is inappropriate in a public setting. However, I do think it's a problem that no one is coming to talk to us, and I don't know the answer why. I can, maybe we can connect it to the levy, maybe not. I don't know the answer to that, and I think that would be something that I would hope would be looked into in the future, because that's a very important part of how a board operates, is being able to hear from our community on certain topics.
And I think there's an opportunity to look at this differently too. Are there different town hall type meetings that we can do and different things? And I think we need to get to that. But again, I do think that both policy as well as the board retreat are good opportunities to have discussion and to try to kind of brainstorm some different opportunities of how we might solve this and make sure that we do continue to listen to our community in many different venues, while simultaneously making sure that our meetings continue to be productive business meetings, and that we don't get sidelined into being something other than that. So we'll have an opportunity, we'll bring this forward to policy, we'll plan on doing this at the retreat and continue this discussion so that we can make sure we meet all the objectives. So, all right. And with that, are any further discussion or comments?
Yeah, my final comment on that is, like Ms. Casper said, it's not that is not the only reason why the levy failed, but that would have been an opportunity for people to come and talk to the board about the levy, because a lot of people felt they were blindsided. Do you know, some people didn't even know there's a levy until the day they were out there to vote. And it is apparent. I knew this was going to happen, and I know I made mention about this several times. I knew we had a good reason to have a levy, but the levy was not did not really represent what we wanted it to be. And I knew I was against it, and I voted. I'm going to say this clearly as a board member. I voted against it. Exactly because of the way it went. And I sound a lot of alarm that it is coming and it's going to happen. And this is what happened. So I'm saying this in the future. I'm not going to be here anymore on the board, but I want the success of this district. I live here. I have investment here. I want this district to succeed, but we have to do it right.
And I think that's all of our objectives. So we'll continue to work towards that, and thus we did the mailings and different things to make sure people would somehow and hopefully engage in one medium or another. So, all right, with that, we will, anything else, anything further? Hearing nothing, we'll move to board action items, the second read of board policies. Do I have a motion to approve policies as listed in the agenda?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
Any discussion of any of the policies? We talked about them last time. There haven't been any amendments since that time. Hearing no further discussion, Mr. Zink, please call the roll.
Ms. Casper?
Yes.
Ms. French?
Yes.
Mr. D?
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer?
Yes. We have treasurer's recommendations, A, board minutes, and B, monthly financial reports. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion?
I would add one thing. When you guys look at your monthly financial reports, it's been the same template since I started here at Lakota, basically. And you'll see it. I've seen a lot of things, and I heard some things, and there's been. I mentioned it in the comments last meeting, but if you look at that, you'll see that the cash balances that we begin with tie out to the financial reports that show the cash summaries, and we didn't have. This year, we don't have $116 million of surplus revenues. I just want to make sure that everybody sees that. It does tie out. It's around $63.5 million in our general operating fund, and you can see that in those reports. They're the same ones that we approve every month. So I just wanted to add that side note.
Thank you. Yes, I saw that quoted just today, and I was like, yeah, not accurate. All right.
I wish we did.
Right?
And I did say that in an email. I wish we did. That's just not the case, so.
Appreciate that clarification. Any further discussion? Hearing none, Adam, please call the roll.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. Now we have superintendent's recommendations, personnel, field trips, and donations. Do I have a motion for approval?
So moved.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Any discussion?
Yes. Where's our field trip going to this time?
Where's our what?
The field trip.
There's 3, actually. One is going to Nashville, Tennessee for a K-12 conference. The other one is going to a wrestling tournament. And then the last one is going to a Warhart Classic, which is, again, just a wrestling tournament. One thing I did want to add of these, sometimes you will see, like if you look on the Nashville, Tennessee one for the K-12 conference, you'll see like 2 students and 2 chaperones. And sometimes you might go, why are we sending that many adults with children? But it is because we never want a staff member to travel alone with children. That's just not good practice. And so there's always at least 2 adults, no matter the amount of children that go. So even if we had 1 child go, we would still send 2 adults, just because it is good safety travel protocol to make sure that there are multiple adults for every child.
Perfect. All right. Any further discussion or questions? And those field trips are attached there to the agenda as attachments if anyone would like to read what they are. Hearing no further discussion, Mr. Zink, please call the roll.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. All right. And we now have closing comments. We'll start with Mrs. French.
Okay. My closing comment tonight is to congratulate Kelly Casper and Alex, who's out in the audience tonight, and Ben Wynn, who was here a second ago, but I think he may have left. It has been an honor to sit in this seat for the last couple of years, and I'm so excited to pass that honor on to very, very capable people who will do a wonderful job, and I truly believe have our school district at the forefront of their decisions, and I'm excited to see where they take things from here. So congratulations.
Thank you. Mr. Adi?
Like Ms. French said, congratulations to the incoming board members. I'm so excited that my part is going to be over soon, and I'll be out there cheering you on.
He can't wait.
I can't wait. I also want to congratulate Ms. Hannah Davis on winning the scholarship. I also want to make a comment on the election. I love to see that we work together as a team, and if anybody has worked on this team and is no longer here, we should leave such people alone. So I'm saying this particularly to LEA. I didn't like what happened in this election that they used Mrs. Linda O'Connor's name and drag her name. She did a lot for this district. I'm not Mrs. O'Connor, but I hope LEA will learn from what I'm sharing today that please, when somebody is no longer here, don't use them. Don't try to destroy their name. I didn't like what happened, and I wanted to share it. I'm still on the board, I'm sharing this. LEA, we love you. You're part and parcel of this district. But when I'm gone, please don't use my name on anything, politics. I'm going to be a private citizen. If you have any issue with me, you come and see me, but don't put my name anywhere. So, just saying. Besides that, I'm so excited and I'm glad you guys won, and I look forward to the future and see how the school district will continue to go. And I'm going to be there for those that want to consult me. How did I do? If I do well and you like me, you can still consult me. I can help. But thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Mrs. Gasper? I don't really have anything. I know people are shocked by that. Just, I would like to congratulate our new incoming board members. It'll be exciting come January to swear everybody in. We're not done with you two yet, so we will give you your farewells soon. But it has been a pleasure working with both of you, so I don't really have much. That's it. It's all you.
Mr. Zink?
Congratulations to all candidates, Mrs. Casper, Mr. Wynn, Mr. Argo, congratulations, as well as the Westchester and Liberty Township races we had. As Dr. Whiteley and Ms. Fuller and I went on the tour and did these presentations so many times, I started to not know if they even made sense any longer. You know, we are very fortunate. I've said this many times, and I do believe this. We're very fortunate to live in a community where people really care about this school. They care about the community. You know, sometimes we agreed, sometimes we didn't agree with what that may have meant, but people did believe in the things that they believed in, and it's nice to know that we have a community of people that are willing to put forth effort for their beliefs. A lot of communities don't have that, and so it's very fortunate for us. I actually did say along the way when I was meeting with some of the people, you know, that's the active no side of the topic is something that pushes us to be better. It's something that made us not be lazy. It made us really, you know, dig in and dig deep and, you know, work hard. I know we believed it, but make sure that people knew that we believed that we're trying to do what's best for this community as well. So I thought that was a very good takeaway that we had from this. Only news that I ever found on running anything on a ballot is just don't be on the ballot. It's so much easier when you don't have to be on a ballot. So hopefully one of these days we can get to that place also.
You know, I'm reminded of what I said to our students about collaboration. This governance team has certainly collaborated, albeit in my short time here. I think we have grown and come together as a governance team in great ways. I know that in January we will continue to do that with Mr. Argo and Mr. Wynn aboard. Speaking of January, which will be here before we know it because it's snowing already, January 12th, I mentioned this in my update, but also for the community, January 12th is our organizational meeting. That'll kind of be our first board meeting for the new year and also to welcome our new board members, and of course, Ms. Casper is returning. So our org meeting is from 5 to 6:30, or excuse me, 5 to 5:30, excuse me. Listening session is from 5:30 to 6, and then the regular meeting will be from 6 to 6:30. Now, I also know that we talked just recently about the public comment in the meeting. If that changes, we can certainly amend that, but I did want that on calendars that the org meeting would be 5 o'clock on January 12th, listening session 5:30, and regular meeting at 6.
Just said it's gonna be over by 6:30. It'll be our fastest
I was
meeting
just gonna
ever.
say,
She's like putting us in the box on that
She's
first
gonna have
meeting.
nothing that day.
When the notice goes out, you will also see a tax budget hearing as well. That's a part of a compliance thing that we'll do. We typically do that at about 3, but that'll be on there as well.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Are you
All
finished?
good, all good.
We have lots of exciting things that have just completed. We had a play this weekend. I believe East is this
Coming,
upcoming
yep.
weekend, and West just
Had
finished.
a little Shakespeare. You can't do
Yeah.
better than Shakespeare, right?
We have the send-off for Grand Nationals for west. I'm not sure if east is going. I have
don't
not
think they're
seen
going.
I've not
anything.
seen
Okay,
They're not going
I
to
wasn't sure if I just missed it or if that wasn't happening. So that's Wednesday, Wednesday evening if people would like to attend that. We've had many athletes who've made it to state, so congratulations to everyone who, however far you made it, that just finished their season. And then also, as we're going into December, there's always so many amazing concerts for everyone to come out in the community, not just parents. I mean, it's amazing the quality of our different programs, that if you want to come to a band program, a vocal program, the concerts they do are wonderful. So do take advantage of that and come out and get in the holiday spirit as you pay attention to the Lakota calendar and see all of our talented students in action. So I would invite everyone to do that. And with that, I'd like to take a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second. Christina, any discussion? Hearing none. Mr. Zink, please call the roll.
Mr. D.
Yes.
Ms. French.
Yes.
Ms. Casper.
Yes.
Ms. Schaefer.
Yes. 7:01, we're just over an hour.
Isaac jumps on the motion to adjourn.
Quickly.
Get on.